When we dropped Colson off at the psychiatric facility that he's at now, it was definitely one of the most excruciating moments for me as a mom, probably in my whole life. And I think what made it so difficult was the look in his eyes. Because when we adopted him from Russia, he was 3.5 years old, and we made a promise to ourselves, to the court, to him, that we would take care of him. In his eyes, we were abandoning him. And I get it. But that's not what our hearts were.
He had that same uncertain, a little bit scared, a little bit I just don't know what's going on look, standing in the middle of a cafeteria that he had when he was 3.5, standing in a similarly barren room in the Russian orphanage.
Up to that point, it was easy because he was so angry all the time at us that we knew we were doing the right thing. But in that moment when you feel like you're leaving your child behind and the look in his eyes says that you are, you second guess yourself. And you wonder, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right place for him right now? We adopted him from a Russian orphanage when he was 3.5 years old. And we knew that he could have some issues. We knew that reactive attachment disorder could be a possibility. We knew that exposure to alcohol in the womb could have damaged his brain. We knew that we could have a long journey ahead of us. And we were okay with that.
When we first saw him in the orphanage and they brought him around the corner, he was scared. What's going on here? You could tell it was not an ordinary day for him. And within minutes, we were on the floor playing ball back and forth with him, and he was laughing, and his laugh was so infectious that I was laughing, and Sheldon was laughing, and Teresa was laughing, and just having a great time. It was with us from that point on, exploring malls in Russia with him, and seeing him drink a milkshake for the first time, and he
had never learned how to suck through a straw.
Yeah.
At 3.5.
So learning what a straw was, and then realizing what a sweet taste of a milkshake was, because that wasn't something he'd ever been exposed to. So that was. There was nothing but hope and excitement in his eyes at that point.
Probably around the age of 8 or 9, we saw that infectious laugh start to fade. He became more aware of his brokenness. A lot of kids with reactive attachment aren't aware that their behaviors are different. But his is different because he was self-aware, which led to years of battling depression and self-worth, and nothing we did, nothing we said would penetrate. Maybe little glimpses of hope here and there, but for the most part, we could not reach the part of him that needed to be reached.
He has the issues of, that come with the reactive attachment disorder of, authority issues and this, that, and the other, but he also has, the mild Asperger's or autism that he deals with, where he thinks concretely, always concretely, and he also was having just the social awkwardness, couldn't read the social cues. And so his way of dealing with that is, okay, I don't know how to read this, I don't know what the right reaction is, so I'm just going to watch what everybody else does, and I'm just going to imitate those reactions. But in doing so, he never has really been able to process the emotional side of the equation of dealing with people. And so when he comes off and presents a little differently, early on, kids would realize that and they'd just mark him as a target, and he'd have no idea. As he became more self-aware, realized what was happening, he didn't know what to do with that, and so he just let it build up inside.
We've been told, and through research, that with kids that have had fetal alcohol exposure or reactive attachment issues, there's a retraining in their brain that needs to happen. Because you see that he just gets stuck with his brain in an emotion or academically or socially. So all the promise that we made to him, to ourselves, to the court is really difficult to carry out when we're battling astronomical size issues chemically and emotionally that we as parents just can't help with anymore. An extensive treatment plan is what's necessary. And after 2 intense years of constant suicide watch and ER visits and meltdowns and running away, we're searching for our last hope, the last chance to help him, to reach him before he turns 18 and we have no say anymore. Where he's at now is a psychiatric facility that deals with a lot of angry kids, a lot of lost kids, kids that benefit from group therapy and psychotherapy and behavioral modification. Well, these are things that we've done for 6 or 7 years. And the difference is his brain does not accept those things. His brain does not know how to implement those things. But the place that we have found that through nothing less than a miraculous event that God has led us to this place, they deal specifically with reactive attachment kids in a home setting, not a lockdown setting. It's a family setting, not a prison type setting. It's a place where they encourage kids to live out their lives, but at the same time giving them the hope and the skills and the tools that they need, because this is what they deal with on a daily basis. The facility he's at is great for a kid whose brain functions well and works normal. But Colson's brain does not function normal. He can't be helped by what's normal, what's textbook. He needs somebody who can help retrain that process so he can believe in himself and know that he has value. And this home that we found knows how to do that in ways that we can't. And we've avoided looking at these places so many times before, and we've given him so many chances to do this on his own or to do it with us, because we didn't want to place him in a place where we felt like we were giving up on him, where we felt like we were sending him away. That's the last thing we wanted for him to feel. But we've also realized that we don't know how to get him to where he needs to be. And we feel like this is our last chance to save his life so that he can stop wanting to take it.
As a father, I'm looking at it now as, is my son going to be mad at me? Yeah. Does he tell me that frequently when I talk to him on the phone? He does. But my prayer is that maybe it's a year, maybe it's 5 years, but that there will a day in the future that things start making sense for him, that he understands how to relate with people better, and that he could somehow understand that what we're doing now and these choices we're making are truly for his benefit, so that we can be that happy family of 5 that we were in the beginning.
It's been invaluable to me to hear people tell us that we're doing the right thing. When we doubt ourselves constantly for what we've had to do and the decisions we've had to make. His last counselor before all of this happened said that I believe Colson will get it, but I believe he's going to take longer to get it. But I don't feel like we have longer. I don't feel like we have that time, that it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now, or he'll take his life before he has the opportunity to realize he's capable of it. We are often asked, how can people pray for us and support us in this? And our prayer has always been that Colson will find the hope and the courage to want to be healed. So praying for courage, that he will follow through, praying that he will accept what he needs to be treated and to be healed and receptive to it. And praying that this door that God opened, that he won't only just open it, but that he'll see it through financially. It's a big undertaking. And we are stepping out in faith that we believe our son's worth it. No matter how much debt it leaves us, this is our last hope. Just like somebody who is sick would do everything they could to get the healing, to get the medicine, to get the treatment. That's how we're looking at it with our son. Whatever we have to do.